Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
What's up, guys? This is Manoj Shoptani. I welcome you all on behalf of the Edipedia world. We have been discussing about the topics relating to the audit of members of stock exchange. This is the last video presentation in which I'll be covering the remaining topics of this particular chapter. So I do believe that by now you have completed your all the relevant topics which I have already covered and made you understand on your own site as well. Perfect, guys. Fasten up your seatbelts. We're about to take off with the first topic of the day, and that will be contract notes. And how about the auditor's duties in this particular regard? This question has been asked multiple times. I have mentioned two of the attempts over here, that is C.A Final November 2006 and 2012. So what does basically contract note actually mean? So guys, contract note, as the name is itself suggesting, it's basically a kind of a document which establishes a contractual obligation between a member and a client. Let's suppose I am assuming myself here as a client. I just have a visit with Carvi. Okay, Carvi is going to provide me the broker services in this particular case. So what's going to happen is there will be a contract note which will be signed between me and Carvi. So I'll be treated as a client of Carvi and Carvi being the member. Now coming to the member's duties, first of all, before coming and jumping and hopping on to the auditor's duties, let's first understand what will be the member's duties in this case. So members' duties will be divided into 6 major broad heads. Number 1, time. Number 2, form. Number 3, copies. Number 4, brokerage. Number 5, signature. And number 5, warehouse trade. Now, what do I mean by time? By time, I simply mean that every member of the stock exchange should issue the original contract note to his clients for the trades executed on their behalf within 24 hours of the execution of the trade. Within 24 hours of the execution of the trade, this particular original contract note will be delivered to the client. That's number 1 thing. Number 2 is the form. So the contract notes should be prepared in the form which is being prescribed by the stock exchange. Number 3 are the copies. So the members should preserve the counterfoils or duplicates of those contract notes which are issued to the clients. That is something which is necessary to be done. Number 4 is brokerage. So guys, one should be aware of this fact that the brokerage should be separately stated in the contract notes. It should not exceed the specified percentage of the value of the trade. That is something which is essential. Number 5 is signature. So what's going to happen is either the member himself or his authorized attorney should sign the contract note. Where a member authorizes another person to sign the contract notes, then the member should submit to the stock exchange either number 1, power of attorney if the member is a sole proprietor or a partnership concern, or a board resolution if the member is a body corporate. And finally, warehouse trade. So a member can issue only one contract note at the weighted average basis price for all the trades which are done in settlement against the warehouse trades. That is, if I like to tell you something about warehouse trade, it is basically the execution of a large order in parts during a settlement. That is why probably it's called as warehouse trade. So because of the size of that order. So these are the members' duties. Number 1, original contract notes needs to be delivered within 24 hours. The form will be the one which will be mentioned by the stock exchange. Copies should be preserved as counterfoils and duplicates. Brokerage should be separately stated. Signature will be done on behalf of the member himself or by his authorized attorney. And warehouse trade will happen if in case the member can issue only one contract note at a weighted average basis price for all the trades which are done against warehouse trades. So those were the members' duties. Now coming to our duties, that is the auditor's duties. Then number 1 auditor duty is that we need to evaluate the internal control procedure which is instituted by the stockbroker for proper maintenance and issuance of the contract notes. Whether we'll have to check whether in that particular case is the particular broker basically properly maintaining and issuing the contract notes on time or not. So what do you need to do? We just need to check the internal controls. That is number 1. Number 2, we need to ensure that the contract notes are serially numbered and no serial number is left blank or missing. Number third, verify that the format of the contract note is the same which has been prescribed by the regulations of the exchange. Number fourth, verify that the original contract notes are issued to the clients at all the businesses which are executed and conducted on behalf of them. Again, you need to examine whether the broker maintains duplicate copies or counterfoils of the contract notes issued which are duly acknowledged by the client or not. Then you need to verify whether the contract notes are issued within 24 hours of the execution of the trade or not. Also, we need to check while getting some contract notes printed and mentioned, issued, that the transaction identification, trade execution time, SEBI's registration number for that client, settlement number, settlement date, PAN card number of member and the client, wherever required, clauses which are being specified by the exchange. All these things needs to be ensured because we have been appointed to take care as the auditor of that company. Examine whether the contract notes have been signed by the authorized person, the attorney or not. Ensure that the brokerage which has been charged in the contract notes is within the permissible limits and is indicated separately including the service tax. In case of warehouse trades, we need to ensure that the weighted average price has been appropriately calculated or not and the broker has earned no profit except brokerage. Also, we need to ensure that the transactions which are entered into by the member are recorded in the Sauda book. Remember, I told you up in my last presentation about this Sauda book. So, verify that the list of the trades executed with the bills raised or not. So, all these are the auditor's duties. We need to check the internal control procedures. We need to check that the contract notes have been serially numbered. We have to check whether the original contract notes have been delivered to the clients or not, whether duplicate copies and counterfoils are being maintained by the members or not, whether the same contract notes are being issued within 24 hours of the trade or not. We need to mention some of the mandatory items, warehouse trades, and check whether the same has been recorded in the Sauda book or not, whether the same was signed or not. All these will form part of auditor's duties. This was all about contract notes, the member's duty with respect to the same, and our duty as auditors. I hope I have provided you a holistic kind of knowledge with respect to this particular topic as well. So all you need to do is just revise that topic. With this, I'll see you in the next presentation with some lot more exciting topics. Love you all. Sayonara. God bless you.